My name is Martin Edralin, and I'm here with the cast and crew of Islands, and we're here on Rise and Shine with FilAm Creative.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time for another edition of Rise and Shine. So here they are. It's Ed and Rex and Roni.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Slow clap for the season.
Slow clap? Is that a slow clap or a golf clap? I have no idea there, you know.
I don't golf, Rex. I don't believe in any sport that has to take up that much land.
Yeah, you know, the golf claps are, you know, kind of like, you know.
Oh, they're kind of quiet, right? Because
they're very quiet. Oh yeah, you made a putt. Yes, thank you very much. That kind of thing.
I know that's like it's golf and tennis that you need to be quiet for. You can't like. Oh my gosh, Jeremiah is gonna love this.
Well, you gotta applaud for tennis, especially since Leila Fernandez is from Toronto. We've got guests today from
Toronto.
So
that is correct.
Out here representing today,
Pride
guys.
Filipino tennis. There you go,
Filipino tennis and just Toronto. I've never been, but I heard
it's a great
I heard amazing things, and you know that's where Drake hangs out a lot. So I can only imagine that our guests are more famous than Drake at this
You
point.
are correct there, Ronnie. Yes, about Drake. That is correct.
And by the way, stay tuned for a special announcement on our Facebook and Instagram, our social media pages. We're going to be announcing a special, as I got a ding there, we have a special event coming up in early December. So stay tuned for a special announcement on that. And I'll use that as a chance to also say that if you like FilAm Creative, the stuff we do, and Rise and Shine, please follow us. We're on FilAm Creative on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. And for Rise and Shine, it's at riseandshine.fac. That's Rise and Shine FAC. Sorry, no dot. So follow us on social media, and we might even follow you back. Probably.
I'll follow you back. They can't.
All right, Ronnie will. Ronnie can go. She's got no, I didn't mean that. I meant your Instagram.
That is my Instagram, and I can go. So I will leave you guys to it.
All right.
Thank you so much, Ronnie.
The fabulous executive director of FilAm Creative. If you want to learn more about what she does, go to www.filamcreative.org. That's www.filamcreative.org to learn more about the great stuff that our awesome executive director of 2 years does as FilAm Creative enters its 13th year. Damn,
right.
Rex, we're getting old.
Right.
We're teenagers now.
We're teenagers. We're mid-teenagers if we're in middle school.
Exactly. All right. Well, it is time to bring out our guests. Now, we are going north of the border.
That's right.
We're going to Canada. We're going in particular to Winnipeg for one of our guests, and to Toronto, one of my favorite cities, for three of our guests. So today we're going to start with the writer, director, and one of the producers of the fantastic film Islands. I remember seeing all the buzz this got at South by Southwest earlier this year. And I remember sending an email to Rex saying, we got to try and get this film covered for season 2 in Rise and Shine for season 2.
That's right.
And so, and then lo and behold, thanks to one of the local film festivals in Los Angeles, it came, and we were so happy to attend. And it was just as I thought. It's a fantastic film. I sat next to this guy, Rex. We really enjoyed watching this film. And before he comes out, I just want to say thank you to our first guest, Martin, because I wrote him through Facebook. And, a lot of times I'll see a film and I'll contact the filmmakers through Facebook or Instagram, and they don't reply.
Right.
But thanks to Martin, he did. So we're grateful for that. So let's bring out the writer, director, and one of the producers of the film that's sweeping the film fests, Islands. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Martin Edralin. Martin, good morning.
Hey guys, good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We are great. Thank you for coming out today. We're 3 hours behind you, but we're happy to be here. You're our first guests from Canada, by the way. So this is pretty cool. So
that's amazing.
This is very cool.
So before we get knee deep in stuff, can you talk to us a little bit for the viewers who haven't seen the film? And Rex knows I always say this to our viewers who haven't seen the film. What's the matter with you?
All right.
So if you haven't seen the film yet, our good friend, our new friend Martin, is going to tell us a little bit about it. Martin, can you tell us a little bit about the film Islands?
Yeah, sure. Islands is about a middle-aged Filipino immigrant in Toronto who's he's like the unmarried son in the family. He's got a brother who's married with kids, and so he's sort of been he's the one in the family that kind of got stuck looking after his parents. He's not married. Filipinos, we don't leave the house until we're married. Some of us do, but he didn't, and he's sort of stuck taking care of his parents, and his life has sort of passed him by, and they're getting older, and he never really has the opportunity to, I don't know, meet someone or just go out and have a fun life of dating and partying. It's also not his kind of thing. So that's sort of the gist of it. And then his parents get old, he loses one of them, and I don't want to give the story away, so that's why I'm kind of just brushing through it. But a cousin comes and helps him, and she sort of creates this opportunity for him to break out of his shell and experience joy for maybe the first time since he was a kid.
Awesome. What was the inspiration for the story? What drew you to writing something like this?
I started writing this in like 2015 or 2016, and I guess I was lonely and getting older, and I was single at the time, and you think about these things and seeing my parents getting older, they were retiring, and I don't want to throw them in an old folks home. So these were all things I was sort of thinking about. And then I was thinking about, when you meet somebody that you're attracted to, but shouldn't be, but you want to have some sort of experience because you've never had anything like that before. Like, what do you do with that? That's the seed of it.
No, and I thought that you handled that dynamic really well. And the theater that we were sitting in, I think the audience reacted the same way too, because it is kind of a, without giving away a lot in the film, but it can be potentially a little taboo. But I think the way you said it and the way you handled it, with the execution of the film, it really just brought a lot of it just handled well. And one of the things that I liked, I was commenting to Rex about it, and I think I even mentioned it to you in email, was just I really loved the nuance and especially the pacing of the film. The film was really deliberately paced. It felt like it was happening in real time, without giving away too much. Like you have a shot with the microwave and you let the whole time go. And I remember kind of laughing at that, going, I just thought it was so indicative of what the mood and the tone and the pace that you were trying to. I thought it was a great way to capture that mood and that tone that you were going for. And Rex and I were just really in awe of how well you created this mood, this time.
Thank you.
I mean, you perfectly captured kind of like the Filipino family dynamic. I mean, because you're right. When our parents are getting older, we don't want to put them in a home. We have them stay in the house, and even parents will even say that, like, no, I want to stay here. They want to live there the rest of their lives. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of your themes resonated with me, and I'm sure it resonated with a lot of people who have seen this film, because we're in that generation where our parents are getting older, and we're at that crossroads. We take care of them because that's just what Filipino families do. And then you're bringing on that struggle, you're bringing on that whole dynamic. I'll give the character's name. I believe the character is Joshua.
That's right.
So it's basically you're capturing Joshua's perspective and how he's relating to all of this, and how sometimes he was comparing himself to his older brother, married kids and all that stuff. And it just resonated with me. I think that was just one of the beautiful, poignant things about this film. It's just that it just resonated with me. I think a lot of people who saw the film, I saw a lot of tissues come out, a lot of crying, just because, again, you really hit it home for a lot of people. And so congratulations to you, the cast and the production team, for really, really capturing that Filipino dynamic, especially within the family unit itself. So just congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I'm sad I couldn't make it to that screening, but were they laughing too? I hope they were laughing too.
The guy who's sitting next to me, my host Ed, I was cracking up. I was dying. And again, I don't want to give away too much of the film, but there were very, very funny moments within the film itself.
Okay, cool.
The gift that
the regalo. Yes.
The gift that he gives him, and then the way you shot, again, as you can see, I'm not giving anything away.
Yeah, thank you.
But that had to be one of the funniest things I'd seen in a long time. I mean, I was, and the whole theater was just cracking up over that. I mean, they, yes, bravo.
There were, I believe there was, I think there was a few people who were sitting in a row in front of us. They looked behind us. There's like, who's that guy laughing? That was me. It was heckling. Yeah. I was just dying just because it wasn't for shock value. It was just, it needed a comedic moment, and it showed another perspective. I thought so. It's just like, what are they laughing about? Know the context, people. Know the context. Know the context.
Now, I know you didn't come out to Los Angeles, but
yes, we missed you here.
You did through Zoom. Thank you.
Yes.
But were you able to attend the premiere in South by Southwest in Austin?
It was all digital. It was all virtual.
Wow. Oh, that's right.
And geo-restricted to the US, so I couldn't even watch it from here if I wanted to.
Oh my gosh. Well, what kind of, what kind of feedback have you been getting? Right. I can't imagine that Rex and I are the only two people who love this film. Like, I'm sure you've been getting a lot of great love and support. Like, what kind of support have you been getting from the community?
Well, during South by Southwest, like, I mostly heard from journalists, and Filipino journalists in the US. Mm-hmm. And it was similar to you guys, like, and the reason why I love doing these interviews with Filipino Americans or just Filipinos in general is like, you guys get the movie, and I'm not, I talk to other people, they're asking things about, the religious iconography and what does it all mean, but we all know, like, it's in your bedroom while you're masturbating. Like, it's like this, it's just part of the culture, right?
It's part of the DNA.
Yeah.
That's what like I said, you perfectly captured what it is within a Filipino American family, in this case Filipino-Canadian family unit, and it's in all the Filipino family. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't have the Last Supper, posted up right there in the kitchen and stuff, or the two wooden spoons. It's there. Oh, okay. I gotta watch the film again. I have to watch the film again. It isn't. It's there. Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's so, that's what. And I'm sure you got that from a lot of the non-Filipino journalists. Why this? Why is that there?
Yeah, or the food. There's so much food, and what does it mean? And we just eat. We eat. That's how our parents show us love. They give us food.
I wanted to, as somebody who really doesn't like cutting onions.
Did you learn something?
I did. Yes. I was like, why don't I have as good of a blade? And why don't I just do that? Like, just the little nuances. And again, like, I think because you had this pace to your film, you were able to throw in a lot of that stuff that, would, many times get overlooked. So, kudos to you guys. Now, here's a spoiler that we can give away. In a few days, this coming weekend, I believe, you're going to be in Hawaii. And are you guys able to travel to Hawaii for this?
We're not, and I'm not 100% sure, but they might be discouraging people. I'm not sure how COVID is over there, but
I saw that the film was like half and half. Like, half of it was person. Is the island screening going to be in person, or will it be virtual?
I think there's one in-person screening.
So there's one in person, and then there's also one virtual?
I think the virtual is going to be available in Hawaii and the West Coast.
Oh, okay. So so all of our viewers, please tune in to it's Hawaiian International Film Festival.
Yeah.
Okay. So the HIFF.org, I'm assuming. We'll put it in the description.
We'll put it in the show notes. Yeah. Yes.
But please tune in for that, and you can watch the film that way. Tell us a little bit Martin, about the experience of making the film? When did you shoot the film during COVID?
No, it was it was in 2019, early 2019.
You got it just before. Okay.
Just right before.
Yeah, thank goodness. Like I couldn't imagine having to shut down, or some of the things that our peers have gone through filming around COVID. So we were really lucky. But it was a pretty smooth shoot. I think we'll meet Priscilla soon, and she did a great job of managing the production. We got lucky in a lot of ways. We made sure we had enough days to do this. We didn't want to be one of those small movies that just try to cram everything into like a 2-week shoot.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, it happens a lot. When you don't have money, like that's the only way to do it. But it was important for us to have the time to feel this out. As our first feature too, we were working with actors that not all of them have performed very much. So yeah, I mean, the biggest challenge was probably in the casting. It took a while. Like, we were a non-union shoot looking for middle-aged and senior actors in Canada.
Right.
And it took a while, but we were patient, and we found a great gang of people to be in the movie.
How many production days in principal photography?
22.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah. And speaking of that, you just alluded to that you got a great cast. Joshua won the Breakout award at South by Southwest, and having seen the film, like, yes, they chose right. So,
oh hey, I know what you're doing. You're sitting there liking what we're doing over here. So do me a favor, hit that like button, add a comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell me what you feel. What are you waiting for? Do it now.
But speaking of the cast, and you alluded to Priscilla, why don't we go ahead and bring out three other folks? We have two of the principal stars from the film. We have a first timer from Toronto. Now we have a first timer from Winnipeg. So let's welcome Sheila Lotuaco, and we also want to bring out from Toronto, Esteban Comilang.
That's finally, you pronounce it like a real native there.
You got your card back, Ed. Yes.
And finally, and then finally, we want to bring out one of Martin's fellow producers of this film, Priscilla Galvez. So all three of you, welcome to Rise and Shine. Good morning.
Hi, everyone.
Morning.
Welcome.
Maybe we can start with Sheila. Sheila, talk about how you. We'll start with Sheila, and then we can go to Esteban, and then Priscilla. Talk about how each of you came aboard this project, how Martin found you, or maybe you found Martin, and how you got involved with Islands. Sheila, how about you?
Yeah, actually, I was just browsing through Facebook, and one of my friends from the Philippines, she's my classmate in college. I saw this poster, and it's in Canada. So she's posting something about a casting call that will be in Canada, in Toronto. And I messaged her, can I give it a try? And she said, go. And actually, that is Martin's cousin. And then she said, she encouraged me, go apply, Sheila. I know it's your dream. She's a good friend of mine. And then, okay, yeah, I'll give it a try. So I sent in my best picture, which I had the best picture on my phone. And then just a very short detail about myself. And you know what? After I think that was just 10 minutes, Martin replied, and I'm like, oh, yeah, he replied. I told my husband, honey, he replied. So this is serious. I mean, you gotta allow me to go to Toronto if ever. So, the communication continued, and then they set up an audition date for me. And yeah, it's not easy. It's a series of audition that I did for them. Lots of emails. Yeah. So, and then finally they told me about, getting the part. I think that was just a few weeks before the actual shoot. So I'm also worrying about asking a leave at
your
my
work?
work.
Yeah.
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 And I said, did they like me or not? Or
They
and
must
then
have.
yeah, they finally when Priscilla and Martin finally called me and telling me that I got the part, I was so happy. Yeah.
And Esteban, how about you?
Oh, this is a great story here. Let me start. We were on the verge of taking our holiday trip back in the Philippines, and I saw in the social media audition call, casting call about islands. I was not that interested at all, to be honest, because I was
Uh-oh.
busy going through my stuff that I was going to bring back to the Philippines. But then, from the prodding of a very good friend of mine from the media, I said, "Okay, I'll try." So I gave Martin and Priscilla a call if they can give me an audition prior to my leaving, and that's just a couple of days. And they acceded to give me an audition, and so I did. I think I was the first one to audition for that role of Ronaldo. And but like in any audition, I prepare myself. I already focus myself to get that role. That's how I commit myself whatever audition that I get into. And I did. I was thinking maybe like any audition will just last 3-5 minutes. Priscilla and Martin were there. And I auditioned for the part. And afterwards, I told them, look, I'm very much interested in this project. If I'm not in it, just let me know, because I'm really interested. And right on that spot, they said, I got the role. So that must have been the quickest audition that I ever had. And yes, and I'm very, very glad that I did, and I got the part, because that part is really me. Reynaldo is me. What can I say? So then I immersed myself when I got back from my holidays in the Philippines. Like Martin, he lent me a film, Amor, which won a French film that won a lot of awards. And the best education for me really in acting is just being out in the streets and observing human nature. That is the best acting. It's a master class. Sure. And I immersed myself into it prior to portraying my character. And true enough, I've never had such a role that has given me so much rewarding experience, apart from the fact that it was the most emotionally challenging role that I've ever had to portray. And I have to not so much on the character, because I'm going through it. I'm an aging man. I just turned octogenarian last month, September 1st. Octogenarian. I just turned 80. So, hey, going through those motions into my character, it's me going through those stuff of aging, being demented, and so I to me, just being before a camera is the best place I'd rather ever be than anywhere else, because you can be whatever you want to be, any character you want to be. Whether you want to be Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, or maybe Elvis. Thank you very much. And yes, and I'm so happy that I am in that movie. islands because, my goodness, it probably just be my legacy, the film Islands. And we had such a great ensemble of actors. The production crew, Priscilla here, they were just so fantastic that even on days that I'm not scheduled to shoot, I go to the set anyway, and just being there. So now I'm just thrilled that it's going to be premiered here in Toronto with the Real Asian Film Festival, and I'm certainly just looking forward to it. Just being in that film. So, well, it's. I'm 80 years old now, and but again, like the famous Canadian actor Donald Sutherland once said, when he was asked about retiring, he said, "Retiring is just like dying." So it's not in his vocabulary, neither is it on mine. No retire. I still have a lot of threads in my tire, so that when the tire meets the road, I'm still going.
Awesome.
And I'm just blessed and thankful. And anything else is just overkill, you know. But I'm blessed. I like you mentioned about golf earlier. I play a lot of golf, you know. And again. If I may say something about the late James Bond, Sean Connery is a golfer. He's an avid golfer, and he said golfing. He made metaphor of golfing with living. You know, golfing is like living. You make your own decisions. You do it alone. You do it alone. And there's a saying among us golfers that your best shot is always your next.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the
Right.
past. Your best shot is your next. So the same thing with me. I've gone through a lot of auditions, and you know, for 3-4 minutes that you're before a camera, you get a lot of rejects. They get a pat in the back. Hey, you nailed it and all that, but hey, your best is still your next. Your best is still your next. And that's the same thing with living. You know, you decide things on your own. You're on your own. You know, you just go on and just make sure that you make it better the next time, and the next time, and the next time.
Amen.
And yes.
Yeah.
And what can I say? I go with it. It's in my character to have this kind of an attitude. I like to laugh and I like to smile. Like the great comedian Charlie Chaplin once said, "Hey, without a day without laughter is a day wasted." And smile, and the world will smile back at you.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah.
Just
And
a word from the wise.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you following us on socials? What? You're not? How dare you? I mean, you totally should. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We even have a mailing list. We're at Rise and Shine FAC. That's Rise and Shine FAC. Or click like here. It'll take you right there. You don't got to do nothing else. So what are you waiting for? Like us, follow us, subscribe. See you there.
hey, don't forget that new episodes drop every Tuesday on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you download your favorite podcast. So don't forget to subscribe to us so you don't miss a single episode. So Priscilla, how about you, Priscilla? How did you get involved with Martin in this production? I know you're one of the producers.
Yeah, I actually came in a bit later in the process. So the financing had been locked and Martin was looking for a producing partner on the project. And I think through a mutual acquaintance, we had a coffee and talked about the project. And I think it was really fate on my side of things, especially because I just left and quit my job like 6 months prior. to pursue like
Wow.
freelancing and producing independently. And it was just like the perfect project. And I love Martin's short film Whole. It's funny, I didn't actually see a script until quite later in the process. So
Oh, wow.
I just really trusted his vision and his previous work. And I was just excited to be, you know, part of a project that was a Filipino language film, and that I can contribute like, you know, part of my lived experience and to just like be a part of like something from our culture. So yeah, so that's sort of how it started, just like a coffee, just like it was just like kind of the perfect time in my career too. And it was my first feature, and it turned out really great, and it was a great collaboration. So yeah, that's how.
So
that's how we
this was
connected.
your first time working with Martin then on a film project?
Yes. Yeah. It was our first time working together.
You know, the theme that I'm seeing throughout here so far in this interview is like, it's like everybody involved in this project is like winning the lottery. I mean, Sheila's story and how she got the part, you know, Esteban, how you got the part with you, Priscilla. It's almost like we almost had to go through a life moment. And then this project like manifested itself. And then it's like everybody's a winner in all of this. And so it's like my next question to Sheila, it's kind of like, because Esteban, you really profoundly expanded on this, but with you, Sheila, how much of yourself did you really put into the character as the, I believe it was the cousin, I believe, right? To the mom and everything. And, you know, how much of yourself did you bring yourself to the to this role here? Because you really played it to the T. It's almost like me personally, it felt like I knew an aunt up there on the screen, because I have a lot of aunts just like your character, you know, so giving, so humble, willing, you know, just willing to help
Knows
the
how to cut
family,
onions.
knowing how to cut onions and tomatoes for breakfast, you know, to put with the eggs and everything. God, I'm getting hungry right now. But anyway, but you know, you showing Joshua his progress basically, and how he has hope in this situation though. So how much of yourself did you actually put yourself into your character there?
Actually, when Martin told me about the character, he introduced me that Marisol, that's the name.
Yeah.
Marisol's character is like this. And so I said, I'm gonna try. Of course, I have to try my best. I have to give it my best, right? To be honest with you, on our first day of shoot, I didn't get it right. I didn't. And Martin had to talk through me about it. Very long conversation on the phone, and he reintroduced me to the character. And the next day of our shoot, I got it right. And Martin told me, Sheila, you know, I think I love the adjustment that you made. I love what you did. And so, yeah, I did lots of adjustment. I'm not like that in real life. Mahin hands, so then easy-go-lucky comedian, something like that. And then Martin would always have to remind me, tune it down, you know. Yeah, and now I now every time we shoot, I have to remind myself now. I'm telling myself, nobody should remind me, because I know already this is what I have to do. And yeah, that's why I like it when we're doing the shoot. I like to be on my own, you know, practicing the lines and going through the characters, so that when we shoot, I'm so ready. I'm Marisol. Yeah.
And you were great.
Thank you very much.
I know that we have two of the principal cast members here, but Martin, could you talk, especially since he won the breakout award at South by Southwest, maybe if you could talk for just a minute. And you know, we're so sorry that he's not here. He's in the Philippines, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, if you could talk a little bit about how you found Rogelio Balagtas.
Yeah, we were told about a Filipino film in Winnipeg, a short film that, we heard about the short film, we watched it, He had a small role in that short, and I thought he had an interesting look, and so we got his contact info, and we told him what we were doing, and then we asked if he would send like a self-tape, and that, you know, he did, and that was sort of interesting. So like we did with all the cast, you know, we started with self-tapes, and then the next step was a Skype audition, and then that was amazing. Like after we did that, me and Priscilla were like, this is it, like this is our guy. There was just something really unique about him. And then we also did a chemistry audition with Sheila and him, and it was just convenient that they were both in the same city, and they actually went to the director's house who made that short film, and they did an audition together there, and and they worked really well together. And then at some point, like, you know, we signed them both on, and then I went to Winnipeg to rehearse with them, and the chemistry was there immediately. And there was something both, I think, in each of them that were kind of similar to the characters, at least in their dynamic. Like we would see in this chemistry reading, Sheila's like helping Rogelio, like, you know, no, we're at this line, and being really motherly. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like the dynamic was already there.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, he really does. He has a great chemistry with everybody, you know, I know there are two of the smaller roles, but you know, the brother, who got, and you know, I apologize, I don't know his name, but his real name, but he you know, he's kind of this great, like, yeah, you're gonna take care of it. You know, like, but it was very subtle. Like he didn't really have any lines where you were like, it's kind of a douchebag, but like, you know, like, but he kind of just came across, and I think that Rogelio really kind of fed off that, and Rogelio was a very nice centerpiece to, you know, a lot of the actors. How about the mom of Vanjie Alcacid? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Alcacid. Yeah.
Alcacid. Okay.
How about her? We found her through, so my mom does a senior line dancing class.
Yes.
And she does a few of them. And then one of her teachers.
That's the inspiration.
Yeah. Well, I visited a lot of those classes.
Oh, wow.
And so this teacher, I guess my mom told her about the movie, and she was like, oh, I know someone that did some theater, and it was Vanjie. And we did a chemistry audition with her and Esteban. And they were great. Yeah. It was great. Yeah.
Wonderful.
I mean, it sounds like it was simple because, you know, all of these people that we saw, we kind of liked them right away, like the people that are in the movie, but we went through quite a few.
It was a long process.
A lot of self-tapes, a lot of auditions, and a lot of great actors that we saw, and most of them weren't professional, but a lot of great people. It's just, you know, you're putting a family together,
right?
You know, they have to sort of look the part. The ages have to be right, and then especially with Marisol and Joshua, like those characters had to have a chemistry, but also again, the age was a big thing. You know, like we had so much younger actresses, and it's like, okay, if there was a love thing between you guys, that would be weird or illegal. Right. So like there's a lot of things that go into casting. It's not just like who's the best actor.
Well, it sounded like Martin, I mean, even from what Esteban had referenced in his previous answer, that even though he wasn't on the call sheet that day, he'd still be on set. So it really sounded like, you know, congratulations to you, Martin and Priscilla, for, you know, really putting together that family environment, that family culture into the shoot here. I mean, that's just what it sounds like to me. And again, it's in our DNA, man. It's in our DNA as Filipinos. It's just, you know, we want to be together. We want to congregate towards one another. We want to just hang out with one another. Even if Esteban, you know, even if Esteban wasn't on the call sheet that day and stuff, but he just wanted just to hang out. You know,
Esteban probably saw a food scene, like a scene in the kitchen, and he wanted to eat the leftover prop food.
That's great.
That was craft services. That's craft services right there. Yeah. That kitchen must have smelled really good during the shoot then.
It smelled like a Filipino home.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the spam. I can only imagine. It's Ed and Rex, and we've got Ronnie here as well, and we're here with the cast and crew of Islands. And if you guys like what you're seeing and you want to support projects like ours that help support projects like Islands, please consider giving a few quid, a few dollars, a few bucks, a few pesos to
Even the
our
Canadian
Venmo
dollars,
account.
man.
The Canadian dollars. We'll take that too at FilAm Creative. Our Venmo is at FilAm Creative. That's at FilAm Creative. You can find out more about what we do on our social media. We're going to get to 13 things in a couple of minutes, but maybe one last thing we could talk about is just what's next? What's next for Sheila and Esteban as actors? What's next for Martin and Priscilla as filmmakers? And finally, what's next for Islands, the film? We know it's going to the Hawaii International Film Festival, but Martin, what other festivals are coming up? And also what's next in the pipeline for you?
Yeah, it's at the San Diego Asian Film Festival right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hawaii's
going down
coming
there
up.
later. Yeah,
We'll be down there.
I'm gonna be there too. Let's
Really?
grab a drink.
Oh,
You might have some coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
After we stop rolling, we'll get the dates. Yes.
Where else? We have our South American premiere in Sao Paulo coming up.
Brazil, nice.
New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans.
It's Ed's favorite city.
Yeah, and then as
Lived there for
Esteban
5 years.
mentioned. Oh, did you? Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish I could go. I'm not going.
Oh,
And the Toronto Real Asian Film Festival, Islands is the opening
Esteban
film.
mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. And then beyond Islands, any projects coming up that you can talk about?
Not really. I mean, I can't really talk about. It's quite early, but I am planning to shoot a documentary in the Philippines, which I was supposed to do earlier this year, but things aren't so great there with COVID. So
right.
hopefully next year. And I'm writing a couple of features, very, very early stages still.
Ed, that's called an NDA, non-disclosure.
There you go.
Yes, NDA. Priscilla should know that. Yes.
And we're also, and I feel like, and the Islands journey is still continuing. So yeah, we're gonna be sharing a lot on social media, and it's just the beginning. So we're excited to get it out into the world, basically.
And Priscilla, do you have any projects that you're also working on?
In development?
Producing?
Yeah, I have a few in development. Again, it's like early stages, and I mean, I think COVID sort of did a bit of a number on the industry. So I think it's great that filmmakers are like starting to pick up projects and kind of continuing on. I'm also like I have my other job as a line producer, so I just got off a feature film shoot, and yeah, it's just I'm happy that the industry is thriving, so we can all still have jobs.
Yes. Awesome. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Sheila, Esteban, any acting? I know Esteban, you said your best role is your next.
That's right.
So Sheila or Esteban, anything coming up that we can promote you for?
No, none really. I'm awaiting a call from either Steven Spielberg or Tom Hanks. But
that's great.
Yeah, I'll we'll make a call over to Steven Spielberg's production company.
Or you can come to a FilAm Creative event, and we have a lot of aspiring filmmakers.
Yeah.
We're always looking for actors. They can have spam on set for craft service, and that.
Yeah, we'll put that in your writer there, Esteban.
I'm good to go. I'm good to go anytime. Like I said, I still have a lot of threads on my tire.
I love the energy. Sheila, how about you?
Yeah. Actually, after Islands, I did 2 short films. One was shown at the Gimli Film Fest this year, last July, and the other one, they're still working on it. Say anything about it yet, but I'm pretty much active in Manitoba. Filming industry here is also booming, and lots of like agents sometimes would call me for some small parts. I wouldn't say no. I always say yes when I'm available. Aside from my regular job, of course. Yeah, I would always say yes because this is my passion job. And
awesome.
Yeah, and
That's
right now
great.
I'm presently talking to another director which I cannot.
NDA, Ed. NDA.
Unless
NDA.
NDA.
yeah.
Priscilla's laughing, I know, because I know she knows that is.
NDA does not stand for Notre Dame Academy. Okay.
That's right.
So
Industry term. Industry term.
Exactly. So we're here today talking with the cast and crew of Islands, and we know that our viewers love our next segment, 13 Things. So coming up on the other side of this little promotional break is going to be everybody's favorite segment, 13 Things.
Hey, did you know that you can make a tax-deductible donation to us? Check it out. Rise and Shine is produced by FilAm Creative, and we're an official registered nonprofit organization. So if you like programming like Rise and Shine, why don't you Venmo us a couple of bucks, some quid, and we'd really appreciate it. So you can Venmo us at FilAm Creative. That's at FilAm Creative. And hey, thanks for watching Rise and Shine.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with your favorite segment of the show called 13 Things here on Rise and Shine with FilAm Creative.
Is it really 13 Things, Rex?
Well, you know, we patterned this after, you know, the Vogue magazine 73 questions, in which they actually, I think they do ask 73 questions, but we patterned it after them because, you know, we really dig their stuff up on YouTube. So
we're not 73, but
we figured we just give some arbitrary number like 13. So
yeah.
And if you remember, Ed, we used to have a clock, but we don't have the clock anymore too. So
Jeremiah, you got to fix that, Jer. All right.
So we are back with 13 Things with our cast and crew from the movie Islands. And so my first question to everyone, just introduce yourself, say your name and what you do.
I'm Priscilla Galvez, and I'm one of the producers of Islands.
I'm Sheila Lotuaco. I'm the lead female for the film Islands.
I am Esteban Comilang, and I play Ronaldo on that film Islands.
I'm Martin Edralin, writer, director, and one of the producers of Islands.
All right, Ed, Act One.
Fantastic. All right, let's get to know you guys a little bit here. You guys are filmmakers and actors. Could you each name for me your 4 favorite filmmakers or actors?
I guess I go first.
Yes.
Yes. Right now, I'd say 2 directors, Joanna Haag and Kelly Reichardt, and love me some Ozu, and a producer named Christine Vachon.
I like, for actress, it's Charlize Theron. And I also want to mention local artists in the Philippines, Judy Ann Santos, of course, Jacqueline Jose. And for filmmaker, of course, my favorite, Martin Edralin.
Actors, Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Matthew McConaughey. All right.
And Martin?
4 favorite directors. This always changes depending on what I'm working on. Right now, Tsai-Ming Liang, Miguel Gomez, Bruno Dumont, and Ulrich Seidel.
Fantastic. Okay, if you were not in the industry being a filmmaker or an actor, what would you be doing instead?
I would be an urban planner.
I would be a chef.
I would be in the movie business, maybe a stand-up comic.
I would be a writer of creative nonfiction or a producer of hip hop beats or electronic music.
Oh, dang.
Awesome.
I don't have the talent of any of these things. So.
All right. If you guys could run a nonprofit, what cause would your nonprofit benefit?
Something related to dogs.
For me, for sick children.
For me, it's my project really. It's for the we call it here the Covenant House for young or for that needs shelter. Yeah, that's what is my charity is. People that need shelter, children on the streets that need shelter.
I would want to do something around like education and children or youth.
Okay. What's something peculiar that not a lot of people know about you?
I don't eat vegetables.
I curse in my sleep
Wow.
because I don't curse in the night.
I really snore in my sleep. That's
Oh, no,
what.
Martin.
That's,
Martin, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I froze for a second.
That's fine.
I'm a polar dipper, so I love jumping in cold water, like 0 to 5 degrees. I think that's like 35 to 40 Fahrenheit.
I did
Cryotherapy.
not know that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's the most beautiful place that you all have ever seen?
The Rocky Mountains, in Alberta.
Yeah. Banff, Lake Louise, Alberta.
Machu Picchu in Cusco, Peru.
I was just there.
I love the Cordilleras in the Philippines.
Okay. Speaking of the Philippines, what's your favorite place in the Philippines?
I've never been, so
It's always
Where
better
would you
there.
like to go?
I would like to go to the Philippines in general.
So all of it. Okay.
All of it. All
of
7,000
it.
islands.
I was born there, but I don't remember any of it. So yeah.
Got it. All right. Sheila?
I love Bohol.
Banawe Rice Terraces, where I come from, the mountain province.
Yeah, same for me. That mountain area of the Philippines is my favorite.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give you guys some locations. You tell me what you like to do in these locations. All right. Let's start with the outdoors.
Walking my dog.
I love camping.
Golf courses.
Swimming in cold water.
All right. How about in your living room?
Watching movies.
Dancing.
I have a man cave here where I can do all the Elvis Presley that I'd like to do.
Should call my dad.
My living room's been my gym during the pandemic, so that's
All right.
what I do.
All right. Favorite thing to do in the Philippines?
I've never been.
So what would
But if you were,
Yeah.
If I were eat, I would eat street food.
Sheila?
Go to the beaches.
Me, I'm a seafood eater. I just love to eat anything that's before me.
All right.
But in the Philippines, yes, food is what I like to do. Eat.
Awesome. Martin?
Yeah, I like the beaches too. I'm like part fish, if you can't tell.
All right. What do you guys like to do on a vacation?
Eat.
Take selfies.
Just walk around and just savor the ambience, your environment. Because I love going to places like Europe or the Middle East, and I love walking, just being with the people.
Love it.
I'll be in the water.
All right. What do you like to do online?
eat. No, I'm just kidding.
Eat. Look at restaurants. Check out menus.
Online. Well, I go through my social media, Facebook, Instagram. That's what I do online.
All right. Sheila,
Sheila?
I chat with my families.
Okay. And Martin?
I just try to get through my inbox and answer everything I have to so I can get the hell off the internet.
And thank you for applying to my email. All right.
Yeah, you see?
Yes, thank you.
All right. This is a family show. Favorite thing to do in your bedroom?
Family show. Family show.
Sleep.
Of course, rest.
I really don't do anything in my bedroom except sleep, because the bedroom is for sleeping. So when I go to my bedroom, I just sleep.
Spoon, my boo.
All right. I'm going to turn this over to my bro, Rex.
Okay, guys, we're going to get a little more serious now. Okay, a little TMZ action going on here. Okay, everyone, tell us your 4 favorite foods or your types of foods that you got to have.
Oh my gosh. Sinigang.
Mhm.
Sinigang.
I heard that twice.
Pasta and pizza.
There you go.
And I don't know, like something fish, like fish in general.
Okay, Sheila.
I like oyster, shrimp, crab, anything that swim.
To me, I love sashimi, pho, Vietnamese pho. I like the Hakka fusion food, and the sinigang that is cooked by my wife only.
Martin.
Tacos, sushi, sinigang, and mangoes.
I think a couple of you already probably answered this question already. So we're talking about family recipes. What family recipes of yours is better than mine, Priscilla?
My Tito Ramon's lumpia is better than yours.
Nice.
Menudo.
Sisig.
Martin.
My mom's correct.
Okay, guys, you can only have one. Okay, multiple choice, either corned beef, Spam, or Vienna sausage.
Corned beef with potatoes.
On pandesal.
Okay.
Spam.
Okay,
Yes.
Martin.
I don't eat any of them, but if you put a gun to my head, I would take the Spam.
I love hearing these variations. Okay, all 4 of you, let's eat balut. Yes or no?
Yolk only, just the yolk.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, many balloons.
Okay.
Balut.
Yes or no?
Balut. Yes, I ate a dozen of that once when I was young.
Okay.
A dozen. Trust me, yes. Try a dozen.
There you go.
There you go, Martin.
No.
Okay. All 4 of you, tell us your favorite Filipino dessert.
Halo, but no jackfruit.
Ube halaya.
Ube.
Okay, Martin.
Leche plan.
Now tell us our audience your favorite non-Filipino dessert.
Tiramisu.
French macarons.
Oh.
What yeah, I love tiramisu too.
Green tea ice cream or anything with black sesame.
Okay. All 4 of you, if you have, tell us your favorite boba drink.
What?
Taro half sweet.
Boba. Okay.
I like matcha.
Matcha.
Mocha.
Mocha. Okay.
I don't drink it.
Okay.
I love these food questions.
Yeah, I tell you, these are
Clearly.
like TMZ questions, man. You know, we're just probing. All 4 of you, tell us your favorite chocolate.
No.
If you have one. Okay. Sheila?
Nestle Crunch.
Okay.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. Okay. Martin?
I'll take any dark, 70 to 85%.
Good choice there. Okay. You probably answered this already to the 4 of you. Tell us your favorite fruit.
Oh. Apples.
Okay.
Philippine mango.
Oh.
My goodness. Ubas.
Mangoes for me too.
Okay. Last one in the food category. I feel like Alex Trebek here for Jeopardy. Tell us then now your favorite alcoholic beverage.
Mm.
If you drink.
A light beer.
Okay.
Moscow Mule.
Mm,
Cabernet Sauvignon.
classic. Martin.
Right now I'm loving dry hopped sours.
Okay, to the four of you, let's get personal now. To the four of you, recommend one Filipino or FilAm or Fil-Canadian book, movie, or a TV show. Just one. Priscilla.
I loved 1,000 Cuts by Romina
Oh.
S. Diaz.
Nice.
Definitely watch that.
Yes.
Star is Born, Lady Gaga. I love it.
Okay.
What about your a book written by my favorite director way back in college, Wilfredo Maria Guerrero, in its first book of one-act plays.
Okay. Martin.
Alex Tizon's, I think it's called Little Big Man or Big Little Man.
Okay. To the four of you, let's play Mahjong. How good are you?
Very good.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
gonna call
Sorry, I
you.
don't know how to play mahjong.
Oh,
I'm
Es-
calling Priscilla.
Esteban.
I'm really good as well. I
Uh-oh.
learned mahjong at an early age. Yes.
I think we have a table there, Ed.
Yeah. We have a
three.
quorum.
Or
I don't know how to play.
Okay.
There's at least three of us here. All right.
To the four of you, have you ever been stood up on a date? Yes or no?
no. No.
No,
No.
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 Okay. Let's turn it around. Have you ever dumped someone?
No.
Okay. I guess
Yeah,
from
Sheila's
Sheila
like-
says yes. Okay.
I have to.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Esteban?
Well,
Okay.
Joshua.
Martin.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. Last question to the four of you. Look directly into the camera and say one sentence to your haters or your criticizers. Go, Priscilla.
Talk to the hand.
Okay.
Hey, don't give up. Keep watching. Season 2 is coming out.
You're talking to me? You're talking to me?
Martin.
I don't know what you could possibly hate about me.
I love it. All right.
Go ahead, Ed. Take it home, dude.
Last question. You get to be the guest host for Rise and Shine with FilAm Creative. What Filipino or Asian guest, dead or alive, would you want to interview and why?
Leia Salonga.
Nice.
I guess why? I don't know. It's like always. I have a picture of me doing this as a
Mhm.
kid, and in like a photo album, and it's just always stuck with me. And I always just like loved her musical. So
I want to interview, if he's still alive, Eddie Garcia. He's so versatile. You
Yeah.
could throw him into any role, he would do it. I want his advices.
Esteban?
Dolphy, the great Filipino comedian, of course.
Martin.
I'd love to interview Dolphy.
I would want to interview, this is crazy, but somebody that was in Cebu in 1521 when Magellan got there, because I want to know what actually happened and not just the European story. I'm actually trying to make a movie about this. And so, yeah, I want to know what our islanders saw.
That is a great
That's awesome.
answer. All these answers are great. This is great. Okay. We want to thank Martin, Priscilla, Esteban, and Sheila for participating in everybody's favorite segment on FilAm Creative's Rise and Shine, 13 Things. And Martin, where can we find you, your film Islands, on social media?
I'm going to throw that to Priscilla.
you can find
Priscilla.
you can find us at Islands the movie on Instagram and Facebook
Okay.
and Twitter. And Twitter. I always forget Twitter.
Fantastic. So that's where you can find Islands. Don't forget that Islands is playing in Hawaii and in San Diego and in the great city of New Orleans and in South America. Martin, I forgot where in
Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Sao Paulo. Okay, so it's playing everywhere, bottom line. So if you don't watch this movie, that's your problem. You need to watch this great film. Please find out more about this great film and watch it. Thank you for watching this episode today. We're so grateful that Martin and Priscilla and Esteban and Sheila from the cast and crew of Islands joined us today. We're very grateful. So we're going to put a bow on this episode today. I want to thank everybody for watching. So on behalf of my good friend, Rex, my good friend Roni, and the cast and crew of Islands, thank you so much.
Man, we almost made it to the end, and again, we
I-
almost made it.
I need to the general discourse of this conversation has really intrigued me. Thinking about, I often don't like to think about the passage of time because I'm a vampire and it's irrelevant to me. But
you did notice
I
that.
just want to say, if I was a regular mortal human girl, and if Rex and Ed, if you were my parents and you were aging, I'd put you in a home so fast, both of you.
Oh, thanks.
You just the
no.
minute you're an inconvenience
No.
to me,
No,
you're going to a home. You're
No.
going to two separate homes.
no.
I would put you guys in like the home with the window that faces like the cement wall, just to show you my appreciation.
Rex,
Um,
get rid of her.
I
But
feel the
I
love,
will,
Ed.
I
feel the
will
love
say
from her.
that
I feel the love.
Esteban Comilang, you can adopt me anytime as your grandchild. I'll follow you around the golf course. I will make sure your drink is always full of Cabernet, and then you can slip me $20 bills when my parents aren't looking. So
Wow.
I'm looking forward to
Wow.
being your
I love you, girl.
applause.
I love you. Girl.
Wow.
Thank you. So in the spirit of things, I guess I'll go ahead and read the credits. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
Rise and
please just
Shine
go.
with
Just
FilAm
go.
Creative was created, casted, hosted, produced, written, extruded by, intruded by, and excluded by Edwin J. Milil and Rexay Sampaga. Rise and Shine co-stars are me alone, and also my twin sister Roni, who I have hid the keys to her car so she can't go anywhere and is just watching me.
Oh,
So,
you're such a loving sister.
I'm
You're
the only
such a
relevant
loving
person
sister.
on the show. Quiet, Dad. You're not my real dad. Keep watching. I will put you in a home so fast, Rex.
Oh my gosh.
Rex, she's fired.
Don't pay her this week.
I'm playing
Bye,
Mahjong with
guys.
Priscilla and Esteban.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I
Thank
can't
you.
wait for you to
I'll
lose
take
your money.
I'll take your money.
Oh, I love it. I love it.